Hello, today I have a real treat for you, a pork dinner with some amazing sides that sound and taste so good you won't believe they're good for you too. I'm going to show you how to make allspice rubbed pork tenderloin served with cinnamon sauteed apples and cilantro rice. Sounds pretty good, huh? And the bonus, it's pretty simple to pull together. Let me show you how. So I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and here is my beautiful pork tenderloin. This is 1 pound of tenderloin, and I've removed all of the visible white fat with my knife, which wasn't much to begin with. When buying pork or beef, look for cuts labeled loin and round, as they usually have the least amount of fat. So now we're going to give this pork loin a good spice rub. I have 1 teaspoon of allspice and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper mixed together in this small bowl. And I'm going to sprinkle it over the pork. And then I'm going to just rub it all over with my hands, like this. There, that already looks good, and this already smells really good too. Now I'm going to wash my hands because I've been handling raw meat. And from now on, I'll use tongs to handle the pork. Okay, so next I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil to my large pan here. And put this on over medium-high heat. If you don't have olive oil, other heart-healthier oil options include canola, safflower, or corn oil. Okay, so my pan is getting hot. So I'm going to transfer my tenderloin to the pan. Now I'm going to brown, or sear is the cooking term, all 4 sides for 1 minute per side. I'll continue to use my tongs to turn the pork. Searing helps keep the pork nice and juicy on the inside. So I've browned all the sides of the tenderloin, and now I'm going to move it to this baking dish. And finish cooking it in the oven. This will take about 25 minutes. And I want to cook it until my meat thermometer shows an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit when I insert it into the pork at its thickest part. Now, with the pan that I just used for the pork, I'm going to make my cinnamon apples. You know, we always think of serving vegetables with dinner, but not necessarily fruit, which often seems limited to breakfast or snacks. But cooked fruits like apples and pears make excellent side dishes for beef, pork, and chicken. Chunks of pineapple are great in tomato salsas, and grapes and oranges and peaches are amazing in salads. And speaking of apples with pork, these cooked apples are so simple to make. I'm adding 4 Granny Smith apples that I've washed, cored, and thinly sliced to the pan. You could use just about any apple for this dish, along with half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to cook that over medium-high heat, stirring constantly until the apples are soft, which should only take 4 or 5 minutes. As you can see, my apples are cooked and they smell wonderful. So I'm going to put them aside and spread them over the pork when it's ready for serving. So onto our cilantro rice, another delicious and easy side dish that you could serve with lean beef, chicken, turkey, or fish. It's that versatile. I have 2 cups of cooked brown rice that I made earlier and have warmed up. I like to use brown basmati rice or brown jasmine rice, but you can use any type of brown rice you like, as it's a fiber-rich whole grain. I'm mixing in 2 teaspoons of lime juice, which you can get out of half of a lime. Lemon juice is another option here. Next, I'm going to add 1 cup of chopped cilantro, And last ingredient is 2 green onions, also called scallions, that I've chopped using both the white and green parts. And now I'll just stir it all together. And now I'm going to go check on the pork. So here's our entire finished menu, allspice rubbed pork tenderloin that I topped with our cinnamon sauteed apples, along with a side of cilantro rice. One trick with serving the pork or any meat is to make sure you let it rest for about 5 minutes after you take it out of the oven and before you slice into it. This allows the meat to keep more of its juices instead of them running out all over the cutting board. Sometimes I'll make 2 pounds of the pork instead of 1 pound to use as leftovers for pulled pork sandwiches the next day.